evening. It's January 2nd, and I am recording this on my drive home. The video quality sucks, and I'm sorry about that, but I just wanted to kind of capture my stream of consciousness in this moment, because this afternoon while I was at work, Tim had an oncology checkup this morning, and they draw his light chain numbers. Those are the numbers that let us know how the cancer is doing. He's been on a new drug called talquetamab, and we were hopeful that would give him about 9 months. His doctor said he would go ahead and start looking at what the next steps were. We learned that his numbers are actually climbing again, so they're in the 500 range. The last time they started spiking, they were in the 30s, so this is a pretty big spike. Tim's been feeling great. He's been working out at least 3 times a week. We started working out together, and he's been in good spirits. So during our conversation earlier today, when we discovered what was going on with the numbers, because he looked at my chart to see where the numbers came in while we were on the phone, and it's really, just for anyone traveling this journey, it's really interesting how your emotions can be just like, you're doing great, you feel like you're doing well, and everything hinges upon where those numbers are at. And as soon as you find out that the numbers are not going in the direction that you hope they were, it kind of shifts everything. So as I'm driving home, I'm thinking of our girls. I'm thinking, like, how are they going to respond to these numbers? I'm thinking of our friends and families, wondering how they're going to respond to these numbers. I could feel myself this afternoon at work shifting between, like, okay, it's just a freaking number, to, okay, I know how this goes because we've been on this roller coaster ride for a while now, to feeling like I just wanted to cry. And also holding the reality that nothing really is changing for the moment. It's just a number. And, physically he's doing the same right now as he was this morning. But you kind of keep hoping that when the numbers drop and he's on a new med, that he's going to defy the odds and the new med's going to last for a really long time. And then, last time around, I think we got 9 months out of teclistamab. This is 3 months, and his numbers are spiking already. So, yeah, I don't really know what it means, other than we have to go back to the drawing board for another treatment, and I don't know what that will look like. But we're just gonna stay the course, and I know he will keep fighting this. At this juncture, physically he's strong. The only real struggle lately has been the loss of his fingernails, which I don't know if you've ever lost a fingernail, but losing all of them is, your fingernails are pretty darn sensitive, like the bed underneath the fingernails. So when you lose them, my job lately has been to snip off the very tip ends when they start to fall all the way off. And he's been bandaging them so that, and then he wears gloves when he's preparing food or doing anything in the kitchen, so that it just doesn't hurt so badly, and also for sanitary reasons, and until the new ones grow back in. So I don't really know if I have more of an update about the cancer right now, aside from that's what's going on. I'm just feeling this craving for normalcy. I feel like all humans have this. We strive, like we crave, normalcy and balance, and we crave this point in time, or this space where things feel like they're like, what's around the bed, what to expect. Alongside of cancer, I've continued to stay engaged in climate action work. Some of that's been thwarted a little bit recently because of just I think increased activity with my regular job, and just my own personal, my bandwidth and stress. I also feel like, in that arena too, I'm just like, when are things going to be normal? I think we've reached a tipping point where normal looks totally different than it ever looked before. I woke up this morning to the news of the earthquakes in Japan and the expectation of the tsunamis that would follow. And then there's there's just and I feel like I've been beating that drum for a long time and wondering why others aren't beating it, wondering why some of my own peers, people my age, don't seem to be beating it as loudly or desiring. And I think at one point I thought maybe they didn't care. I'm feeling right now at this juncture, because of how I'm feeling related to this cancer journey, is that I think a lot of people are just like people who might have cared at one point in time are feeling like, I'm just tired. I just want life to feel normal. I'm just going to focus on the things that I can control, and I have to let go of the things that I can't control. And I feel like there's a lot of feeling of helplessness and hopelessness around things that you can't control. So why does it make sense to put your attention and energy there? I'm also very aware with cancer, if we don't put our attention there, we're going to lose this fight quickly. And so we will continue to put our attention there because it really matters for our family. It matters for our girls. Tim will know when it's time to surrender. His body will tell him. It definitely hasn't told him that yet. And I think in the climate arena, is definitely not time to give up on that fight at all. There's negativity that hits the news all the time. There's also a whole lot of positivity. There's a whole lot of amazing, wonderful, innovative, awesome things that are happening on that front, and people who are, people who have a lot of energy to give to that fight, that are far from giving up. I've found for myself that I've lost some steam and kind of beat myself up a little bit for that for a bit, but reached out to the people who I'm engaged in activity with, and got some good positive feedback from them, just to if I need to drop that for a while or lessen my engagement and involvement, it's totally fine. And I feel like there's this push, but if the work we engage in is not sustainable, if we need to shift our attention to other things for our own health and well-being, then it's important to heed that inner call to shift focus, so that when we do re-engage in the work, we can do it with a feeling of our cup being half full, versus feeling like we're running on empty. So that's just like something that I'm personally having to navigate, is my involvement. And I'm sure anybody that I speak to will say, just drop it, like let it go, let other people do that work. I feel like I can't completely drop it because it means too much to me. But I'm also acknowledging in myself like this just this desire for normalcy, and to and it's really, I'm really aware of that with the cancer. But alas, these are the cards that we're dealt, and this is where we're at, and so we'll just keep on keeping on. And I guess each step requires that we dig deep and explore whatever we need to be able to navigate these next steps. So his numbers are currently in the mid 500 range, and it tells me that we just need to dig deep now and act efficiently to kind of stay on top of this. So as always, your prayers are super appreciated. I feel very trusting that however this unfolds, it will unfold the way that it needs to. I just pray to have the strength to show up, just to be present on all of the fronts that life is calling me to be present, and to stay strong for Tim and for our girls and for myself, for my work, for all the ways that I'm engaged in life. So I had a doctor's appointment this morning, and I'm really grateful for making that a priority the first part of this year. I actually had a doctor's appointment, a couple of them last week, so I feel like I'm entering the new year kind of on top of my own health, and that feels good. So if you are navigating this journey as a caregiver, please take care of yourself. Please do whatever you need to do to care for you. Find ways to prioritize that. And if your body quits on you for a little bit and you get sick, don't beat yourself up. Just take the time to rest and receive that as information that your body needs for you to just kind of slow down for a bit. I received COVID as a gift because it was a very powerful message, for me about what I needed to do to take care of me. It also gave me an opportunity just to lay flat for a few days and lay low. And so for whatever that's worth, I'm just sharing that information with you. All right. Thanks for tuning in. And I wish you peace, and thanks for being here. Bye.